Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is SkyTech Digital. Now in this video I'm going to show you how you can be able to create nice sliders on your website. So we're going to create sliders like this ones over here. So the first one that I have is this beautiful slider over here. So as you can see, this is a very beautiful slider that you can be able to easily create into your website. So nicely design. Now the second one is also this one over here. You can also be able to create this beautiful slider, nicely designed beautiful slider in your website. Now we're going to talk about 5 different types of these kinds of sliders. So the next one is this slider over here that we are also going to show you how you can be able to create them. So as you can see, you can navigate through all these slides, very nicely designed over here. And then the next one is this one over here, as you see it over here. So this is a simple slider that you can also use. And then this one over here, which is also a very simple slider that you can also use in your web design project. So basically it's just some few sliders that we're going to talk about, 5 main sliders. Now if you are interested in this kind of video, I have a lot of web design projects and web design tutorials on my channel over here. You can go ahead and then glance through it and then watch some few ones that interest you. And then you can also help by supporting the channel by subscribing to the channel. So don't forget to subscribe, please. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't just watch and go. Please subscribe for me. Now all these sliders are free to use. Okay, you don't have to buy anything, you don't need to pay for anything, so they are all free to use. So I'm going to show you how you can be able to integrate this into your website. So let's jump into the video. Now the first slider that we're going to talk about, we call it the Depictor plugin. So it is a plugin that helps you to be able to integrate this slider into your website. So to install that particular plugin, now head over to plugins over here. Just go to plugins and then search for I'm going to click on add new plugin over here, and then we're going to search for Depictor. So Depictor, just search for Depictor over here, and then you find that kind of plugin slider that you need. So as you can see over here, this is what Depictor slider. Okay, so this is the first one over here by Averter. Okay, so just click on install now and then click on activate to activate the plugin. Okay, and that is it. Now after you've activated the plugin, you can just create any page that you want. Okay, so let's say I have some pages that I am using to let me just see. So let's say this page over here, and then I'll click on edit with Elementor. So we're going to use this page to use it for our slider over here. So let's just click on edit with Elementor and then go straight and then edit it. Now after installing the plugin, okay, now you will be able to find let me go back to the dashboard to show you what I mean. So I'm just going to come over here and then I'll show you the Depictor settings over there. And then what this plugin does is it helps you to be able to create your own slider. Okay, and then they have also tons and tons of sliders over there. You can be able to integrate, just import them into your website and then edit them. So when you go to the menu items over here, you will be able to see Depictor. Okay, so as you can see, this is what Depictor plugin. So just click on it. Okay, so let's click on it and then go to the dashboard of that particular plugin, and then you have this thing over here. Now I'm going to close it. Now definitely you're going to have a welcome message and all those things, and then they'll tell you if you want to import or create a slider, so you can what, so as you can see, create a slider or import what, a slider. So let's say we want to create a slider, so you click on create over here, and then what it does is it gives you so many different sliders to choose from. Okay, so you can either what, create your own blank slider, or let AI also what, create for you, or you can be able to what, you know, choose whatever you want to use from this templates over here. Okay, so you can go ahead and then select any template that you want to use. Okay, so the one that best fits for you. So let's say you want this one, you can preview it and then you can what, import it. So the one that I installed was this one over here. Okay, the modern agency, creative agency. Now I'm going to import this one so that you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to click on import over here. Okay, so I'm going to close this welcome to Depictor message thing, and then guys, as you can see, this is what the slider over here. Okay, so if you go to the next slide, you see, you know, all those changes over there. So this is the next slide, and this is also the next slide. So there are 3 different slides in it. Okay, so you can go ahead and then see. So if you want to edit it, you can of course go ahead and then, you know, just click over here and then just type in anything that you want to type in over here, and then you are good to go. The same way applies to this one over here. So I have really done an intensive video about this particular kind of slider, that is the Depictor slider. Okay, I'll leave the link in the description, and then it will show you how you can be able to create sliders for yourself, just like this one. Now if you are done with this one, if you have really you know, edited everything that you want to edit, you can go ahead and then click on publish over here, and then publish you know, your changes. Click on the publish changes. Now as you can see, these are the shortcodes over here. Okay, so the shortcode that you can use, so you can copy this shortcode. Okay, just copy it. Now I'm going to click on the publish the changes over there. So just click on the publish changes. As you can see, there is a notice over there which was saying that you have unpublished changes. So just click on, and if it is published, you see that all changes are published. Now like we said, you want to use the slider in our website, and to be able to use it, we have to either use a shortcode, or we use the Depictor Elementor widget in the Elementor side. So let's go back to our test page that we wanted to use. So you see, this is a test page that we wanted to use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this session from here. So I'm going to delete this session, and then let's say I want to just, you know, put a slider beneath this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag in a container over here, container widget over here, and then I'm going to click on this particular plus icon, and then I'll search for Depictor. So as you can see, this is what Depictor over here, Depictor slider. I'm going to put it this way, and then they'll tell me to you know, select a slide. Now as you can see, there is only one slide over here because we opened this page before we created our slide. So what we will have to do is just update this one over here, and then we will be able to refresh the website. Okay, let's refresh this editing Elementor editor page, and then what we did will definitely appear in, and then we'll have to choose the slider that we want. Okay, so just be patient and then you'll be able to do it. So as you can see, let me just click over here and then select the slider, and now as you can see, we have the innovative web designer or design 9. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, and then here you are, the slider that we created. Okay, it is in our website right now. So if we how do you call it, if you expand it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, but there's you know, some small spaces over here, and if you don't want those spaces, now I think you have to deal with the container. Okay, so go click on the container over here with your navigator, or you can click on this 6 dots over here, and then you know, instead of the box, just make it full width. Okay, now after making it full width, just go to advanced over here, and then with the padding over here, just, you know, remove everything from it to unlink the values, and you see that you're gonna have 0 throughout. Okay, Now just update it, and then you have your slider, really beautiful, done for you. And that is what the Depictor slider. Now if you want to take a look at it, let's click on this and then click on what, view slider or view page. Okay, and then we can be able to view our slider. Now let's take a look at it. This is our slider loading over here. So as you can see, there's a slider beautiful loaded over here for us. We can go through it. Okay, you can go through it. So that is what the Depictor slider number 1. Now remember that this sliders, none of this is sponsoring this video. I'm just doing it for free because I love you guys and I know you guys really need this to boost up your web design skills. So this is free plugin. You can use it. You don't need to buy anything. So it is free. Okay, so as you can see, very beautiful slider that you can be able to use and then add it to Elementor to enhance your web design skills. Now the slider number 2 that we're going to talk about is called a smart slider. Okay, so this is one of the best sliders that I've been using previously, okay, before I saw Depictor. Now this one is also very good. It's a very good slider that you can use in your WordPress website. So as you can see, it also have various templates that you can import and then just do your own editing on it, insert your pictures and other stuff. Okay, so to be able to also get this smart slider, it's also a plugin that we're going to install. Okay, so let me just go back to our dashboard, WordPress dashboard, and then I'll show you how you can be able to get the slider number 2, which is the smart slider. So to get smart slider, also plugins over here, add new, and then install it from the WordPress plugins directory. So you're gonna go to search for smart slider. Just search for smart slider over here, and then you'll be able to see this smart slider 3. Okay, so smart slider 3. Okay, this one over here. Now that is what we are looking for. Do not go and then install any other slider, just smart slider 3. Okay, that is exactly what we are looking for. Just click on install and activate, install now and activate to activate it. Now at the moment you activate it, you're going to have this thing over here. Okay, this menu item over here which says what, smart slider. Okay, so just click on it to go to the dashboard of it, and then we'll have to create a new project. Okay, so as you can see, this is the slider that I'm using on this particular website, the one that I just showed you. So as you can see, this one, okay, this particular one is what I'm using. Okay, now if you want to create a new project, all what you need to do is to click on new project over here, and then this pop-up will tell you whether you want to create a completely new one, or you want to start from a template, or you even have your own file you want to import. Okay, now we want to start with a template and then we build on that template. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on it, and then also this one will give us also different template for us to choose from. Okay, so they are most of them are free. Okay, so the free ones we have 15, and then the pro ones we have 156. Okay, so if you are using the free, then of course it is free for us to choose from. Now we will be able to choose. Let me just search for anyone that I want to use. So let's say I want to use this one over here. I want to click on import, and then guys, as you can see, this is the blog that I have successfully imported. Now I can go ahead and click on edit to edit the slider blog. Okay, so I will be able to edit all the slides in the slider, and then that is it. So as you can see, this is the one that we are using. Okay, so you can go ahead and then add some few slides to it, so you can also edit it. Okay, so let's say I want to change this illustration. Okay, so I can go ahead and then just delete this one and click over here and add my own illustration to it. So let's say I want to add a different illustration, like maybe this one over here. Okay, so I can go ahead and then what, just add this one, and as you can see, it fits in perfectly well. And then I can move this one also this side, and then if I want to what, change anything over here, I can be able to what, just delete this text over here, and then, you know, type in my own text that I want to type. So which website security services must haves for your business? So I can say, are you ready to take your business online? So are you ready to take your business online? And then I'll say what, let's talk. Now if I click on this one, as you can see, this is what, let's talk now. Okay, now I can also link it to what, any page that I want to link it over here, and that is it. Now if I go to style, I can be able to change everything about this particular layer over here. Now if the same thing applies to this one, if I click over here, if I go to style, I can be able to change anything I want to. So you can be able to do it for all the other the other blogs or layers over here. Okay, now if you are done and you're okay with it, just click on save over here. It will save the changes that you've done, and then click on back to go to back. Now of course you can add another slide to it, because we want it to be a slider. We can decide to add another slide to it. So you can add a blank, a post, or a static query, or a dynamic slide. Okay, or we can just add an image slide, or we can even decide to duplicate this one. Okay, so let's say we want to duplicate this one. So I'm going to duplicate this one so that I'm going to have a similar style over here. So I've duplicated this one. Let me see. So I have these two blocks over here. So convert to slider. Blog must contain only one slider. Need more, convert to slider. So I want to convert it to a slider, and this is what I want it to look like. Okay, but if I want it to be like a blog, I'll just keep it like this. But I want it to convert to a slider, so I want to convert this one and see how it's going to be like. So as you can see, we've converted this one to a slider. Now we can be able to go ahead and then, you know, edit it and see what is inside. Okay, so we can edit one of them. So let's say this is the one that we want to change. So for you to know that it is two different things, we can just click over here, delete this one, add a new image or illustration to it. So I'm going to go and then add a new illustration to it. So let's say I want to add this one. Okay, so not this one. So let's say I want to add this particular one over here. So I'll click on it, and then as you can see, I have my illustration done. And then if I'm okay with it, I can click on save changes or save over here, and then I can go to back to see if I can still add a new slider to it. But I think these two are okay for me. Now if I am over here, okay, that is inside a security blog inside. Now you can see that there is a shortcode over here. Okay, and that is what we are going to use. So I can copy this one over here. So I'm going to copy this shortcode, and then I can go to our test page over here, and then I can be able to add a new container. Okay, so I'm going to add a new container over here, and then this time around I'm going to search for shortcode. Okay, so shortcode over here, drag it into the container over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the shortcode into it. So as you can see, we have this shortcode over here, and as you can see, we have successfully added our slider to it. So we can update it. Okay, and then when we go to view it, you can be able to let me just refresh this and see if our slider is working. So guys, as you can see, this is the slider that we created. Okay, but I think this slider, we are not seeing the how do you call it, the arrows that we are supposed to slide through. So let's go back and see what we can do about it. So we can come here and look at the controls over here. Okay, so the controls, we have the controls over here, so we can be able to control it. So this is the arrow over here. If you want arrows, you can choose arrows, and then you can be able to set up the color and other stuff. So let's say we want to set up the color to be let me just use black color and see what will happen. So let me just save this one. Okay, and then if you want bullets too, you can be able to use bullets. If you want thumbnails too, you can be able to use thumbnails. So let's say I want bullets also. Okay, so you know, if it is okay, if I can use image as bullets, I can be able to just use it. So let me just save it and see the outcome. So I'm going to refresh this one and see if our, so guys, as you can see, this is the arrows that we are talking about. So we can slide through it, and then we'll be able to see our slider working perfectly. Okay, so to be able to style it the way you want it, just go over here, and then as you can see, this one we did it black, but we can be able to make it, you know, the color of this slider. So if you look at this slider, the color is not really black. It is it is the blue one over here, and then, you know, this blue color over here, so like a purple or something over here. So you can be able to you know, give it that color that you want to be able to match your brand. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna give it this kind of like a color. Okay, so I think this one is okay, so this is for previous. Okay, and then you can also choose a different sign for it. Okay, so basically that is it. So you can also choose this one if you want it, and you can choose this one also if you want it. So I'm going to choose the color again. I'm going to choose this one also, and then, you know, I can be able to just click on save over here, and then go back, refresh it, and let's see if the color changes for us. So guys, as you can see, the color has really changed for us. Okay, so we can go ahead and then, you know, change it to any color that we want. Okay, so if I click over here, glance through for it. Now you see this one is in a box format. It's just because we did not change the details of this one to full width. Okay, so we can also change it to full width over here, and then even go to the advanced, and then unlink the padding, the padding over here, so we can be able to update it, and then go back over here and refresh the website to see how it is looking like. Okay guys, so as you can see, everything is working perfectly well for us. So this is our slider, perfectly designed and perfectly done. So this slider can be used as a hero session for any kind of website that you want, because these sliders are mobile responsive. Okay, so these are also the dots that we were talking about when we were editing the controls of the slider. Okay, so this is smart slider, and that is the second slider that we are talking about. Now the next slider is also called the prime slider. Okay, prime slider. Now this slider is also beautiful done. It can be used in any website of your choice. Okay, so as you can see, very beautiful over here. Now also, to be able to install this slider is also very simple. Now let's go to plugins over here, click on add new, and then choose prime slider. Okay, so just choose prime slider or search for prime slider, and then you can be able to install this prime slider add-on for Elementor. So as you can see, this is a prime slider add-ons for Elementor. Now with this one, you do all the settings in Elementor. Okay, but then you can see prime slider over here. You can go to prime slider. So after you install, you can go to prime slider over here, and then, you know, activate the widgets that you want to use. So this is the dashboard, and these are the core widgets, okay, of the prime slider. Now if you go to the free side, you can activate any kind of widget and deactivate any one that you don't want to use. So let's say I want to activate this one, I want to activate this one also. Again, any kind of slider that I want to use, I can activate them. Okay, so when you are done with it, or you can even decide to activate all of them. Okay, you can decide to activate all of them. Okay, and that is it. When you are done with it, you can save the changes. So all the changes are saved successfully. Now let's go to our test site over here. I'm going to refresh the website to, you know, keep all the changes that we've done intact, so that we wouldn't be looking for which one we did or which one we didn't do. Okay, so now let's refresh the website and let's Elementor editor load for us to start designing it. So we're going to scroll down to the last part of it. Okay, so we're going to go to our last part over here now. Okay, so okay, very good. So all of them are what are loaded successfully. Now let's use another container also. So we're going to click on another container over here. So we're going to use this first container. Now let me just go straight and then what, make it full width, and then go to the padding, and then let's say I want to what, unlink all the values of the padding. Now I'm okay with it, I'm cool with it. Now I can click over here and then scroll down, because you've installed Prime Slider. Just scroll down to the last side. Okay, you're gonna see what, Prime Slider over here. Now very good. So this is what, Prime Slider. Now there are so many things that you can do with this slider. Okay, but what we really want to focus on is the general slider, this one over here. Okay, so the general. So we're going to drag this one into it, and then as you can see, we have what, a slider over here successfully. So let me just close this one, and then you can see you have your what, your slider. Now of course you can edit the settings or the slides that you want. Okay, so if you look at, these are the layout. Okay, so these are layout. If you want to show a subtitle, if you want to show a title, if you want to show a button, if you want to show, you know, button icon, if you want to show except, if you want to show button and, you know, except, if you want to show what again, you know, if you want to show, yeah, social icons, if you want to show scroll button, if you want to show arrows. Now there are so many features of this particular Prime Slider. Okay, and it goes on and on and on, and with this one all of them are activated. So you have your social features over here, you have you know, your dots over here. Okay, you have your arrows over here, you have your scroll to down, or scroll down arrow to over here. Okay, so all of them can be able to help you. So as you can see, this is what it scrolls what to the app. Okay, because there is no down over here. Now we can go on and go on and go on, activate all of them or deactivate some of them. Okay, depending on what you really want. Maybe you just want a simple slider with you know, some background image and then some words on it, and then with this two particular arrow, you can still do it. You just need to deactivate some of them. Now if you want to have a background image, or if you want to, you know, get access to the sliders, just scroll up, you see sliders over here. Okay, just click on it, and then these are the three slides in it. You can delete some, or you can add an item to it. So let's say this massive one. Okay, so as you can see, this is massive, this one. Now let's say we want to see its content, so you click on it, and then these are the content in it. Okay, so instead of exploit, you can, you know, decide to choose anything. So let's say I want to write about. Okay, and then over here I'll say Kitech Digital. So as you can see, about Kitech Digital over here, and then I can be able to button text. Okay, so I can be able to choose you know, a text that I want, and then, you know, button link also. Okay, and then with the background, I can be able to choose any background that I want to choose. So let's say I want to just choose a background like this one over here. Okay, as you can see, very nicely done. Or let's say I don't even want a background, I want an image. I can still do it. If I want a video, I can still do it. If I want, you know, this is a normal video from your website, and this is what the YouTube video, you can still do any of it. Okay, depending on what you really want. So you can add an image to it, you can add you know, a video to it, anything. Okay, so I'll give this one blue, and then maybe over here I'll say our maybe services. Okay, let me say services, and then you know, I'll come here and I'll say web design services. So I'll just say web design services over there. So let's see how it looks like. And then we also come over here, and then we change the the background over here. So we can also decide to change the background, let's say we want to change the background text, the background color. Okay, so let me just give it something like this one over here. So something like this. Okay, I can also decide to give it this way, like the button text and all those things. So it goes on and on and on. If you want to add an image, you can still go ahead and add an image. So let's say over here we want to add an image to the last slide. Okay, so I can go ahead and then choose an image for it, and then select choose image, and then be able to add any image that I want to add to it. So let me say which one. Okay, so let me just use this one because this one has a darker background. So let's say I want to use this particular image for it. I can still use it. Okay, and then I would be able to change my let's say this one is portfolio, and then I'll say our works. So if I'm okay with it, I'll just click on update over here to update whatever we have done. Now if I go to the test, I can refresh it over here, and then let's see how the text really the design really works for us. Okay, so this is our last slide, and this is the one that we just did. So as you can see, this one is very nice. You can go through on and on. So as you can see, this is our portfolio. Okay, so portfolio, which is our work. So very beautiful, done, and you can use this in your website any time. You don't need to buy anything. Okay, and that is it. So if you want to create beautiful sliders, these are one of the beautiful sliders that you can use. So Prime Slider is one of the best sliders. So this is Prime Slider. Now the third one that we're going to talk about is Sina extensions. Okay, this one is also for Elementor. It's an extension for Elementor. Okay, now to be able to install Sina extensions, just hover on plugins over, click on add new, and then go to your plugins section, and then search for Sina. Just search for Sina, S-I-N-A. Okay, Sina, just like that, and then you'll be able to have this Sina extension for Elementor. You have slider, gallery, form, model, and you have data table, you have tab, you have particles, you have free Elementor widgets and Elementor templates. So just click on install now, and then click on activate to activate it. And then what you need to do is this one, you will be able to find it in in Elementor. Okay, so but we still need to look for it. So to be able to search for Sina, now I'm going to go to plugins over here, and then as you can see, this is the Sina extension. Okay, for Elementor, just click on settings over here, and then you can see that it is under Elementor. Okay, over here it is under Elementor. So if you don't see it, you don't see any settings, just come to Elementor, and then under Elementor you see Sina extension over there. Now when you open the settings, you're gonna bring you over here where you can add all your API. Now this is not what we really want. Okay, we want the widgets. Now as you can see over here, these are all the widgets that you can be able to use. Okay, some are free, some are pro. So these are all the free ones that you can use. There are so many of them, a lot of them that you can use. So what we are basically interested in is the slider. Okay, so we want to use the slider. Now with the sliders, they have the Sina content slider and then Sina banner slider. Okay, now we want to use the Sina banner slider, and that is exactly what we want to use. Now since it is already activated, now let's go to our editor over here, and then we want to add a new container. So we're going to add a new session, and then the structure, we're going to choose this container direction, and then I'm going to change it to full width, and then I'll go to advanced over here, and then unlink the paddings over here, and then you're going to see it. Okay, so let's click over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to search for Sina. Okay, you're going to search for Sina. Now at the moment you search for Sina, all the Sina elements will come over here. Now you can go ahead and then search for the slider that you want to use. So just go ahead, and then to be able to search it well, you can even, instead of the Sina, you can even search for slider. Okay, so when you search for slider, you see that we have Depictor slider, we have Sina banner slider, we have Sina brand carousel, we have Sina post carousel, we have Sina content slider. Okay, what we are looking for is basically this one over here, Sina banner slider. Now drag this one into the container over here, okay, the flexbox container over here, and then you're gonna have something like this. Okay, now after having something like this, you can go ahead, and then these are the slides over here, just like this prime slider. You can go ahead and then edit it, do it anything that you want. Okay, so when you click over here, you can add an image to it, and then you can edit any content that you want to edit. So let's say I want to add this particular image over here to it, and then, so as you can see, that is it. I can go to style, and then style it anyhow I want it to be styled. Now if you go to each one of them, you can be able to change the content. Okay, the title, you can if the title have a span, you can change the title span, you can change the title tag, you can change so many things you can do about it, the subtitle, everything. You can even change the description over here. Just enter your own thing, and then you are ready to go. Okay, so the button links, also the button text and links, also for each slider you can do it over here. Okay, but if you want to do a general button, then you choose this ones over here. Okay, and that is it. Now if you update it, and then you go and then view it in a new tab, you see that it is working perfectly for us. So let me just refresh this one over here, and let's see how it works for us. So if I scroll down over here, so as you can see, this is the slider that we are using. Very beautifully done. So as you can see, I can glance through, or I can slide through it. Okay, and that is I can also use even this one over here. Okay, there's dots over here to slide through. So this is the fourth slider that I've showed you so far. That is the Sina extension. By downloading this, installing the Sina extension for Elementor, you'll be able to use the Sina banner slider to be able to use any design any slide that you want. Okay, so I've used this slider in one of my videos. I think the church video that I did, I used this slider in it. You can go ahead and then watch that video and see how we went about it. So that is the Sina banner slider. Now the last one we're going to talk about is this slider over here, which is a very simple slider to show images. Okay, if you want to just show images, then I think this slider is also best for you. Now this is a meta slider. Okay, meta slider. Now meta slider is one of also the best sliders that you can have in your website. So meta slider, to be able to install meta slider, click on plugins. So hover on plugins over here, click on add new plugin or add new, and then go to plugins directory over here, and then just search for meta slider. Okay guys, so this is the plugin that we are going to install. Now as you can see over here, it have 600,000 active installation over here. This one that you see over here, it's called the meta slider. Okay, so there are a lot of meta sliders over here, but this is one that we want to install. So this particular one over here, it says slider gallery and then carousel by meta slider, responsive WordPress slide shows. Okay, so with this one, it is very easy. Now also, after installing this slider, you're going to see over here, you see this meta slider menu item over here. Okay, just click on it. It will take you to your the meta slider home page or settings page, and then you can add any slider that you want to add. So you can go ahead and then add new slider. Okay, so just click on add new over here, and then as you can see, this page will open for you. Now remember that to be able to add a slide, you just need to click on this particular one over here. So I'm going to click on add a slide. Okay, and then let's say I want to add, you know, some few items to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this one over here. So I'm going to add a slideshow. So as you can see, this is what the slider what I have added. Now I can give it you know, a caption. Now if the media library have its own caption, it will come over here. If the media library have its own description, it will come over here. But if you want to enter it manually, you can go ahead and then enter it manually over here. Now if you look at the width over here, now one thing about Meta Slider is that they uses 4 different kinds of slider I think APIs to use on your website. So you can use the flex slider, the R slider, the Nivo slider, and then the coin slider. Okay, all of them can be integrated using the Meta Slider. Now you can set the width and height of your slider. So let's say you are you don't want it to be full width. Okay, you can set it like, let's say 700 to 300. It's going to be on a small side of your website. Okay, depending on where you want to place it. Now also the navigation, if you want to set the arrow navigation or a dot navigation, if you want to hide the navigation, you can still do so. Okay, now if you also want to set you know, these ones are the pro versions. Okay, so if you want to use a thumbnail or a film strip, you have to get a pro version of it. Okay, so that is it. Now with a slideshow theme also, you can get your own, select a custom theme to use. Okay, so change the look and feel of your slideshow with one of our custom built Meta Slider themes. You can go ahead, select a custom theme to use. Okay, and then this is the shortcode that you're going to use. Now just click on the shortcode, it will copy it, and then you can use it in any of your web page. Now over here, advanced settings, also you can check all the settings over here, how the delay and, you know, the slide direction and all those things. You can check everything over here, and then if you are good to go, you just click on save over here. Now of course I'm not good to go because I only have one slide. Okay, I can still add another slide to it. So let's say I want to add you know, another slide to it. So like, let's say I want to add let me see there, this one also to it. I can go ahead and add a slideshow to it. So as you can see, this is a slide, another slide too I can add. Now let me still add another slide also to it. So let me just add this one, and then I can go ahead and then add it. So if I think everything is good for me, I can successfully go ahead and then save the slide. Okay, so if it's okay, I'll just need to just come over here, copy the shortcode over here, click on it to copy, come over here, and then what we're going to do is just like we did for you know, the smart slider. We will add a session over here or a container over here, and then go ahead, change it from box to width, full width, go to advanced over here, unlink these values over here, and then we can, you know, just click on this plus icon or just click on this 9 dots grip icon over here. So I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to search for shortcode. Okay, so after getting the shortcode, I'll drag in the shortcode over here, and I'm going to paste the shortcode over here. So as you can see, this is the shortcode that I've pasted over there. So now I can, you know, just use. So as you can see, this is not really fitting what we want. So you can go ahead and then do your own settings about it. So let's say I want to go over here. So this is full width and everything is quite okay. So why is it not fitting? Okay, so let me just go ahead and click on this over here, go to this place, advanced. Let me see if there is something we can do over here. Okay, no, let's go to here, go to advanced, and let's see what should we do. So everything is quite okay, everything is quite okay. So we just unlink the patterns, go to style. You know, there's nothing to do over there, and there's nothing to do over here too. So then it should fit. Okay, let's go to box, and then let's increase this one. So it's still not really fitting. Let me see. I don't know why it's behaving that way, but there should be something why it's not fitting. So I'm going to check it and see. So let me just click over here. Let me just remove the gap from it and see. Okay, so there's no gap. Also, let me go to advanced over here and let me check. Okay, so let me unlink this padding also. So everything seems to be all right, but let me just update it and then check it on the test page and see if it should be in full width, because I don't really know why it's not really working in full width, but it's supposed to work in full width. Okay, so if it doesn't work, then we need to change. Yeah, so it's still not working in full width, so then we need to change the size. Okay, so let's go over here and then go to this place. Instead of 500, let's make it like okay, so 500 I think is all right. So but let's make this place like, let's say 400. Okay, 1400 pixels width. Okay, and then see if it will really work. So I made it 1400. So let me go over here, refresh it. Okay guys, so it still did not really fit in what I really want, but at least you get the idea. Okay, so I don't know why it's not working. Maybe there's some glitch and other stuff, but then this is how it's supposed to work. Okay, everything needs to work perfectly. If it doesn't work, then maybe there's just a glitch somewhere, or maybe there's something I am missing. But that is the last slider that we talked about, and that is what the Meta slider. Okay, it's one of the best sliders. I've used it also on a couple of my websites, and I don't know why it is behaving this way. But basically, we've talked about 5 different sliders. Okay, so the first one is the Depictor, which is what this one over here. The second one is the Smart Slider. The third one is a Prime Slider, and then this one is from Sina Banner Slider, and then also this one is also, that is the fourth one, is a Meta slider. Okay, so you can use any of these sliders in your website, any website of your choice. Okay, so I hope this video helped you to be able to design any slider of your choice, any slider that you want. Thank you for watching this video. Please, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Now I have 6k subscribers over here. We're heading towards to 7k. Now the goal is to go to 10,000 subscribers within the next 2 months. So please help us and let's reach over there. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.